Hey everyone, welcome to Reality TV News Update, the place where we bring you the latest updates, fun moments, and behind-the-scenes stories you won't want to miss. Morgan Pope had crossed many thresholds in her life. The Big Brother house, stages, airports, press rooms, and more recently, the dizzying world of post-reality TV fame. But none of them felt quite like this one. The giant green and gold Sacramento State archway rose above her as she stepped out of her rideshare, a place that held more memories than she had admitted to anyone. Her alma mater. Her beginning. Her grounding place. And Morgan was finally back, for the first time since her wild Big Brother 27 journey. A campus frozen in time. Almost. Sac State in the fall had always been her favorite. Sunlight broke through the tall trees, scattering gold across the walkways she used to race down, late to class with a coffee and a half-finished assignment. The smell of damp leaves mixed with the chatter of students who had no idea a reality TV finalist was walking right past them. Morgan slipped her sunglasses on, not because she thought she'd get mobbed, but because she needed the moment to herself. As she took in the mellow hum of campus life, she swiveled her head back. "It looks exactly the same," she whispered. Except it didn't. She could feel that she had changed, grown, evolved, been broken down and rebuilt on national TV for millions to watch. But here, surrounded by the echoes of her younger self, she felt the old version of her tugging at her sleeve. The girl who thought she needed everything figured out before she was 22. The girl who doubted whether she'd ever live a life exciting enough to matter. If only she knew. Morgan confidently moved toward the University Union after adjusting the bag strap, identified, but not by the person she expected inside. Inside the union, the hum of conversation grew louder. Students shuffled between tables, laptops open, earbuds in, caffeine flowing. She was halfway to the coffee counter when she heard someone say, "Wait, aren't you?" She turned, ready for a BB27 superfan. Instead, she saw a familiar face. Her former academic advisor, Dr. Melanie Ruiz, stood there holding a stack of pamphlets. "Morgan Pope, I would know that face anywhere," she said with a laugh. Morgan exhaled. "Dr. Ruiz, oh my gosh." We hugged, one of those real, grounding hugs that felt like stepping back into safety. "I watched your season," Dr. Ruiz said mischievously. "You had me yelling at my TV like a lunatic. You really left the alliance for him? And don't get me started on the double eviction week." Morgan covered her face. "Please, don't remind me." "But I'm so proud of you," the advisor finished softly. "Seeing you on TV balancing pressure like that, I always knew you had it in you." Morgan wasn't prepared for the force of the words. She'd dealt with trolls, praise, questionable edits, unexpected twists, and social media chaos. But this, being seen by someone who knew her long before she was a reality show alum, felt different. "Would you like a quick tour?" Dr. Ruiz asked. Morgan nodded instantly. Memory lane. They started with the Humanities building. Morgan ran her fingers along the railing she used to lean over between classes. She peeked inside one of the rooms where she once gave a shaky presentation, certain she'd fail, only to get an A after spending all night rehearsing in her dorm bathroom. "This is so weird," Morgan muttered. "It's like visiting the ghost of who I used to be." Dr. Ruiz smiled knowingly. "And look at who you've become." They walked past a bulletin board plastered with flyers. Club meetings, tutoring sessions, a poster for a mental health and mindfulness fair. One flyer featured smiling students with the caption, "You belong here." Morgan stopped. "I think that's why I needed to come back. It's been a lot since the show. Incredible, yet overwhelming. I had a hard time remembering where I came from." Dr. Ruiz nodded. "Success can be loud. Roots are quiet, but they're still there." Morgan swallowed the lump in her throat and kept walking. The surprise encounter. As they turned toward the quad, Morgan spotted a small group of students whispering and glancing her way. She offered a friendly wave. One girl squealed. "Oh my God, you're Morgan from Big Brother 27, she shouted. Morgan laughed, a little embarrassed but touched. "Guilty." Within seconds, the group jogged over, asking for selfies and telling her which of her confessionals were their favorites. "You were so robbed. You lasted through that season. I still can't believe you survived that betrayal. Can you say, 'expect the unexpected' in your diary room voice?" Morgan obliged them all, giggling as she slipped effortlessly into her old DR sass. Cameras and bright lights might have been gone, but the energy was still in her bones. When the small crowd finally dispersed, Dr. Ruiz smirked. "Looks like you made an impression. Morgan shrugged, cheeks warm. I guess so. A walk to the stadium. Next up, Hornet Stadium. Morgan stood at the edge of the field, remembering the events she covered as a communications student, the internships, the frantic scramble to put together interviews. This was where I practiced my first on-camera stand-up. I was so nervous I forgot my lines. And now, millions watch you, Dr. Ruiz replied. A breeze blew through the empty bleachers, carrying echoes of marching band rehearsals and cheering crowds. Morgan crossed the track cautiously, allowing her fingers to touch the metal railing. I didn't think I'd ever do TV again after college. It's funny how life works. Life's good at surprises, Dr. Ruiz replied, especially for people brave enough to say yes to things that scare them. Morgan smiled. That felt true. Lunch at the Hornet's Nest. They settled into the campus dining hall for lunch. A turkey club for Morgan, a salad for Dr. Ruiz, and a side of nostalgia for both of them. Students walked by, some double-taking, others whispering excitedly. But Morgan didn't mind. She felt grounded, as if the noise had stopped being noise, like she could take pictures with fans and still keep part of herself separate, the part that belonged here. You know, Dr. Ruiz began delicately, you could come back someday, as a guest speaker. Talk to students about media, reality TV, the industry. You'd be amazing. Morgan blinked. Really? I mean it. Representation matters. Seeing someone who sat in these seats go on to do something big, it inspires. Morgan felt her eyes sting. That actually sounds kind of incredible. Then think about it, Dr. Ruiz said warmly. A moment alone. Before leaving campus, Morgan asked for a few minutes alone. Dr. Ruiz stepped back, letting her wander toward the bridge spanning the American River, her favorite quiet place back in her student days. The water flowed peacefully beneath her, sunlight dancing over its surface. I'm still me, she spoke to herself in a whisper, even after everything. She let that truth settle deep. The Big Brother house had tested her. The internet had tried to define her. Fame had stretched her, twisted her, molded her. But Sacramento State? She was reminded of the girl who had started everything in Sac State. A girl who loved people. A girl who loved stories. A girl who chased dreams she didn't know she could reach. Thank you, she whispered to the campus, to her past self, to whoever might be listening. The goodbye and the beginning. As she reunited with Dr. Ruiz near the parking lot, Morgan felt lighter. I'm really glad I came back, she said softly. I'm glad you did too, Dr. Ruiz replied. Don't let this be the last time. Morgan promised it wouldn't be. Before leaving, she snapped one last photo of the campus entrance. She posted it instantly. Back where it all began, Sacramento State will always feel like home. Hashtag BB27, hashtag Hornet Pride, hashtag Big Brother. Within seconds, notifications exploded, but this time she didn't feel overwhelmed or pulled apart by the noise. She felt rooted, steady, balanced, because the world might now know her as Morgan Pope from Big Brother 27. But Sacramento State knew her first. And as she rode away, she looked out the window at the campus fading behind her, heart full and future wide open.